Ah, hi guys, it's Nandi. Wow, my ackee is juicy. As you can see, today I'm showing off with my ackee. It's one of my favorite foods to eat. So today I'm going to share with you about the ackee. So I just prepared this. Went to the market and got me some fresh ackees and prepared it, and I'm going to tell you all about the ackee now. I should start by saying, for those who don't know, I live in Jamaica, born and raised in Jamaica, and the ackee is our national fruit and it is a part of our national dish. So the national dish is ackee and salt fish or codfish. The ackee is native to Africa. Now also, what some of you may or may not know, the ackee is one of the most poisonous foods, one of the most poisonous fruits on earth. Absolutely can cause coma and death. So you may ask yourself, why would a nation decide to have such a poisonous food as its national dish? Well, the thing is, if the ackee is prepared properly, if it is picked at the right time and prepared properly, it is absolutely safe to eat. Now this is the ackee when it has been removed from the pod. So you see the black, very jet black seed and the cream color fruit. Now in the pod, I'm going to show you how it looks in the pod. So I have some pods here, and I'm actually going to show you. So on the tree, I'm going to come closer to show you. On the tree, this is how the ackee would look. 3 pegs with their jet black seeds in the pods, and the pod almost scarlet red. Now this is the time to pick the ackee, when it looks like this, when it is fully open, naturally open, though not forced to open. When it naturally opens like this and you can see the 3 pegs in the pod like this, that's when you know it is safe to consume. So you know, I always like to show you all parts of the fruit. So these are the pods, very beautiful, bright, almost crimson or scarlet red. On the inside, it's velvety. Look at that, almost velvety on the inside, very beautiful. Now I also have the seeds to show you. These are the seeds that I removed. Okay, here you have the seeds. Now the seeds, I don't want to touch it because I'm going to be handling the cooked ackee. I don't want to touch the seeds, but here you have them, because the seeds are actually poisonous. In addition to, if you see these red strips on the inside, you take those from the inside. I call them the tongue. So it looks like this. is. I call them the tongue. So those two have to be removed. The seed, you have to, in Jamaica we call it picking the ackee, right? So you have to make sure that you pick the ackee properly. So you would take off the seed and you would open it up and you'll see the pinkish red tongue. You would take that out and wash them properly. Give them a good rinse. And most persons will cook the ackee and they will fry it up with seasoning and some cooked saltfish or codfish, or they will prepare the ackee in rice, in seasoned rice. When it is done with the saltfish, it is served with breadfruit, roast breadfruit, or fried breadfruit, or dumplings, bananas, rice, anything you like. Now, I really love ackee. When I'm making it, so as I said, I just made some. There's no saltfish in this, so it's just the ackee, and here I'm serving it with some cream crackers. Right, so this is what it looks like. Serving it with some cream crackers. So what I did with this, I stir fried some onions, garlic, sweet pepper, tomato, some turmeric, hot pepper, sauteed those, and then put in the ackee, stir it for, well, the ackee has, you boil it first by itself and drain that, and then put it in with the seasoning with a little salt. Right, so it's very delicious. Now, believe it or not, even though the ackee, if not prepared properly and not picked at the right time, is poisonous and can cause death or coma or convulsions. It is called the Jamaican vomiting sickness. And in Jamaica, now and then, not often, really not often, and ackee is eaten almost every day. It's a very popular breakfast dish, right? Every now and again you would hear of sometimes an entire family dying because one single pot sorry, the pepper the hot pepper, sorry, the hot pepper got to my throat. Alright, so one single pod, if it is picked unripe, one single pod can kill everybody who eats that meal. Alright, so the poison is hypoglycemia, and it causes cramps, belly cramps, vomiting, can lead to coma and death. So just one pod is enough. And so if you boil that in the water, and then, because some persons when they're cooking the ackee, they might cook the bananas and yams in the same pot for some persons. So if it is the ackee that's not ripened properly, you know, definitely that's going to contaminate the entire meal. And I have heard of 2, 3, 4, 5 persons from one household dying after consuming a meal, but this is definitely not often at all. I mean, that was years ago that I remember hearing of that incident, right? But it can happen, and we have to take precautions. And as a matter of fact, ackee was banned from being imported into some countries, one of them the United States, until quite recently. I think up to about 2000. So it's a serious concern, and we really have to learn how to prepare. But once prepared properly, it is quite safe and quite nutritious. So even though there's that danger, the ackee can actually be eaten as is, raw. I don't like the texture raw. For me, it's I've had it a couple times raw, but I don't go for it's too tough for me as is. You still have to remove the seed, take out the tongue, wash it very carefully, but it definitely can be eaten raw. I have eaten it raw a couple times, right? But I don't like the texture of the raw ackee. Now you could add your seasoning, your spices, you know, to your taste, but I just prefer the cooked ackee when I'm having my ackee. Right? It's definitely worth going through the process of preparation, because the ackee is loaded with nutrients. It is very rich in fiber, right? So just looking at, and you can see almost, just looking at the ackee, you'll see it's kind of oily. So it's very rich in fatty acids, and it is very useful in helping to aid a healthy digestive tract. It promotes regular bowel movements, prevents constipation, and because of the fiber, you know, the fiber will be sweeping the food along the digestive tract. So you will have elimination of the bowel, and ackee also reduces cholesterol and inflammation in the body. It is also rich in vitamin C, potassium, calcium, and phosphorus, which, as you know, are very useful in promoting healthy bones. So the ackee is good in that. And you know, vitamin C boosts the immunity, so the ackee can help in strengthening your immune system. So like I said, it's very well worth the efforts, you know, to make sure that you prepare the ackee. When you go in any Jamaican community, you will see dozens of ackee trees, especially in the country areas. You will see loads of ackee trees, and you know, persons are very aware of the danger, and so they will wait until they see this beautiful pod, right? Beautiful pod naturally open. When it is naturally open, then you know it's safe for you to pick and remove the seed, remove the red tongue on the inside, because they too contain traces of the hypoglycine. And prepare your ackee properly, and you can reap the benefits, right? Reducing inflammation, constipation, any kind of cramping and bloating in the intestines, reducing coronary artery disease, all of those benefits that you can have from the ackee. So this is Nandi signing out with her national dish, the Jamaican national dish. Well, part of a half of it. The national dish is ackee and saltfish. So this is ackee without the saltfish, served with some cream crackers. So here you go. Alright, so if you want to be a supporter of the channel, just follow the Patreon link below. Run on over to Patreon, be a supporter. If you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe and share the video so others may benefit as well. Drop me a comment, drop me a like, and until next time, this is Nandi. I'll see you in the next video.